Hey there, guys. Today I'm talking about going beyond the average in terms of your verbal communication. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there, guys. How's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking about going beyond the average in verbal communication. Okay, so the first thing to notice is you want to have a baseline of philosophy and attitude that you start from. It's your foundation. It's what you know is your feeling of safety and connectedness to this earth and an understanding that, hey, here I am. You've also got to understand that there's a paradox. This paradox is value and comfort. You show too much value, they're not going to be as comfortable with you. If you show too much comfort, your value might drop, okay? So the thing about it is to keep this sweet spot of value and comfort. And the way you can do this is through storytelling. A story oftentimes has an interruption and then a resolution, right? Something weird happens, like something breaks you out of the norm or something funny happened, right? That's a story. That's an interesting story. Some conflict comes in and then you deal with that conflict in some way, and then finally there's a resolution. So there's a beginning, a middle, and end, right? So really start to understand that when it comes down to your humor and things like this, you're going to have to go beyond the average, right? So let's say that someone's saying, hey, I'm a lawyer. I could say, are you sure that you're a lawyer? Right? That makes them pause, that makes them think, and then that makes the conversation more interesting. Why? Because I've added an interruption and a conflict into the mix, right? So in the story line, you are the storyteller. You are the storyteller all the time, in fact. So understand that you're constantly telling stories. It's not the fact that you're telling a story verbally, it's you're living out your storyline. Okay, so once you understand that and you're able to ride that wave of value and comfort, now you're able to understand, how can I go beyond this? Okay, now oftentimes you can say one sentence in many different ways. Like how I say the sentence, I went to the zoo, you would maybe give emphasis to different words. If you said it, you would say I went to the zoo, or I went to the zoo, right? And there's so many hundreds of ways to say one single sentence. Okay, so really start to practice the different types of intonations, the different fluctuations, the different pitch changes, a change in tonality, a change in musicality, right? All of this stuff we actually teach in the program Writing Reality that's coming up on December 17th, okay? And we're going for 3 days. So really start to understand that this is the kind of meat and potatoes of this kind of stuff to really build your character, right? Because if you're not working on the character building essence and that kind of thing, you're not going to have a polarizing or strong personality. You're going to be a piece of furniture. People are not going to notice you, right? Whenever I walk through a place, man, people notice me. They give me that much. They give me who is that guy, right? They give me that much attention because, well, maybe because my hair is blonde, or there's not many people with blonde hair in Kolkata, India, I guess. But hey, whatever it is, right? People give me that much. It might be my presence. It might be the way that I carry myself, right? So you got to understand, how do you carry yourself? How are you moving throughout the world and finding ways to have the most fun and demonstrating your self-love? How can you demonstrate your self-love in a situation? You can walk away from a situation that's disrespectful. You can clean up your communication channels, right? The question that I said in the masterclass, which is coming out very shortly, on the flow state of love, I was saying this question, and I want you to really ponder this question today, which is, if I loved myself and valued myself 100%, how would things be different? How would things be different? Now, this is just a hypothetical, but it really gets you to see beyond the norm, right? Going beyond the average, like I said. So instead of trying to impose and raise their expectations of people you're talking to, and try to be like, no, I expect them to do this and this and this, instead raise your own standards and your own expectations of yourself, and then hold it towards that standard, that gold standard value. And so if you have the best and the quality in your life that you deserve, you can actually sustainably stay there. But what happens is, a lot of people, they lose touch with reality. They lose practice with communicating. They get into their inner world they get into their inner world so much that their inner world actually starts to suffocate them from the inside, because it's this vast place. And if you can understand, no, I'm not going to drown here. I'm actually going to make the flood of water come out instead of going in, right? Imploding an internal tsunami as opposed to being the wisdom tsunami and expanding outwards with it, okay? So a lot of times people will tell you to keep it down, be quiet, no, not right now, get down from there, or that's not right, or hey, I don't appreciate that, or hey, you're gonna get these little resistances from the environment, these little tiny ones, okay? What's going on here? They're checking to see, is this person who they really say they are? That's it. Is this person who they really say they are? Are they sneaking into this high venue environment with like a cool suit on and they're just like that, right? Or are they genuinely the person that they say they are and they're acting in this very specific way and they are someone of value, right? So once you can embody that value and comfort, other people will start to feel it off of you, okay? You don't need anything because your cup is full. Once you don't need anything, you are everything. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I want you to really accomplish by one-upping, not just your competition, but one-upping yourself every single day. It's like, I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm not the same guy that I was yesterday, in fact. I'm totally different. I don't know how you knew me yesterday, but hey, I'm a totally different person today. And that's the way you want to keep improving, okay? People who saw me out a few days ago, they were like, hey man, like I don't even recognize you anymore. Like what? You're so different. You're so cool. You're so free. And I was like, well, yeah, isn't that normal? Like, do people stay the same? I find that weird. I find that weird, in fact. You know, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm really looking towards taking a day off to just treat myself and celebrate. Today I'm also going out to do the same thing because I realize I need that time for myself to really reconvene and then, you know, really start making things happen from that point forward. But yeah, man, I can tell a lot of awesome, interesting things are about to happen as I move into my birthday. I'm turning 28. 8 is the flow state frequency, remember this, right? So really looking forward to that, and I know there's some incredible gifts that are about to begin. I also had a new client sign up, my brother Joey, and he just finished his day 1 of Flomo Sapiens, so shout out to you, brother. That was an epic transformation and catharsis that we went through in the first session, and I just want to shout out to him because he's doing the work. He's put his foot down. And I can't wait to see that transformation unfold. You see, man, everybody has a very unique voice, and they've got to tap into their pure, authentic voice. The voice that sounds the most free, not constrained, not trapped, not hiding in the corner, but the voice that sounds the most efficient and free. The voice that sounds the most smooth, okay? The voice that is in equilibrium with nature. That's how you make your verbal communication go beyond. You are speaking as you're describing the world. You could say, hey, I went to the park, or I saw the fluttering of the leaves of the tree. And as I walked, my shoulders hunched forwards and backwards in such a rhythm that was so mellifluous that I was like a whirlpool, walking and swimming as a land swimmer on earth. You see the difference between those two? One is like, I just went to a park. The other one is poetic. So you want to extract poetic language from your subconscious mind as you speak, and this will get you to really tap into the flow and have you maintain it. Because you're also accessing nature. You're becoming a shaman, right? You're accessing nature and you're using nature in your communication. This is something I learned from my mentor AZD as well. It is so powerful that it absolutely shifts your internal world. Just try it today. In fact, when you're telling a story, tap into the power of nature, describing, using nature. He had the eyes of a hawk, right? He went after his goals like the viciousness of a lion. All this kind of stuff, man, it's so powerful. And just experiment with that too. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Boom.